I'm just going to wing this. Haven't made any preparations. So it starts. Heaven gives no orders. Forget the bearded guy behind the clouds with a list of things, making plans and pontificating. That doesn't exist. That is pure invention of mentally disturbed people or of people who perfectly are well versed in manipulation. They just want something out of you. So, heaven gives no orders. To be specific, that God or being is the common cause of the becoming of all things. So, all things are God, okay? But not immediately of the distinctions between them. There's a distinction between everything. Everything is quite unique. These distinctions are determined by the varying works inherent by the respective personalities. The works inherent by their respective personalities. The works, the actions, the karma. Yes? So they are born according to the measure of their understanding as well. So the more you understand, the more you become a comprehensor, yes, you will become a different being every time. Yeah, you may start as something, and the more you understand, the more you become a comprehensor, the better refined you were going to become. Okay, so or as more commonly implied in the Rig Veda, according to their several ends or purposes. Everybody's got a purpose, everybody's got an end, a destiny, so to speak. They live dependent on their such and such desired ends. So, such and such is your personality. And let's continue. Now, run ye forth for several ways. So, pretty much saying, I am not, things are not predetermined, things are not so. Everybody, it just gets what they deserve, pretty much. Everybody, in the sense that likeness seeks likeness. So every time we are becoming, we are getting closer to the things we like. So this happens in non-existence and in existence and in becoming. Um, so likeness will seek likeness according to your personalities, according to your purposes. Yeah, everybody's got a purpose, and according, of course, to your comprehension. So, as Plotinus expresses it, the law is given in the entities upon whom it falls. They bear it about with them. Let but the moment arrive, and what it decrees will be brought to act by those beings in whom it resides. They fulfill it because they contain it. It prevails because it is within them. It becomes like a heavy burden and sets up in them a painful longing to enter the realm to which they are bidden from within. And thus, all diversity of condition in the lower spheres is determined by the descendant beings themselves. The descendant beings themselves that were above and manifest below. Yes? So, the diversity of each one of us is determined by our personalities, is determined by our own understandings, is determined by our own wisdom. Doctrine of this kind, which makes each creature the source and the bearer. So each creature is the source of their own fate, of their own destiny. Each creature is not of its own being, but of its own destiny. It means by free will. although in reality it's a state of bondage because you can't really escape it, right? It's common to all traditions and it has been everywhere expressed in almost the same way. For example, it is manifest that fate is in the created causes themselves. Fate is in the created causes themselves. God's being is bestowed on all creatures alike, only each receives it according to its receptivity, according to your personality. You, as you descend, according to the lower spheres, according to your own personalities, to your own purposes, to your own common sense, to your own understandings, you automatically, likeness will stick to you. Likeness seeks likeness, you know? So, free will is a potentiality within each one of us, and it's up to us to make it come true. That is, depending if that's your goal, depending if that's your action, you know. Hence, we are all different, we are all unique. As is the harmony, so also is the sound or tone of the eternal voice therein, in the holy, holy, in the perverse, perverse. So, what's holy will attract holy, what's perverse will attract the perverse. I'm going to read another quote here from Hermes. For the movement of the cosmos varies the birth of things and gives them this or that quality. It fouls with evil the births of some and purifies with good the birth of others. You see, some will be sprayed with evil because that's your karma, that's your destiny. It already corresponds with your understanding, it already corresponds with your personality. Yeah, it corresponds with your desires as you become embodied once more. So it's the same thing for the true, the perverse, and the true, the holy, the holy. You know, people will be sprayed with in the with light, with purity, because it's their likeness. It's part of their understanding. It's part of their distinction. It's what distinguishes everyone from everybody else. So, all right.